Welcome to the channel and welcome to another 40k Faceoff. In this Faceoff we see a Chaos Helbrute Dreadnought face off against a very angry looking Tyranid Mawloc. So pretty straightforward corrupted Dreadnought with a multi-melter and a fist. I'll go through the details in a minute. And a very big, angry, slashy, bitey Mawloc coming up from the depths. They're very different units. They're both 6 power level. The Mawloc is 10 points more. The Mawloc's 125 points and the Helbrute's 115. So yeah, let's go through and see what each of them have. So the Helbrute is pretty tough. It's got a toughness of 7, it's got 8 wounds, it has a 3 up, it doesn't have an invulnerable. It's crazed, which means that if it suffers a wound or a mortal wound at the end of any phase, you roll a d6. On a roll of 6, this model immediately shoots if it's an inch away from an enemy, or it attacks it if it's the fight phase, if it's within an inch. So yeah, pretty. The rule's called Crazed, and it sounds pretty crazed to be honest. Straightforward exploding. If it gets to 0 wounds, it does D3 within 3 on a 6. What else? It shoots pretty average, just above averagely, hits on 3s and punches things on 3. It's got a Helbrute Fist, which means it doubles its strength, taking it to 12, same as Bobby G. AP minus 3. Each one doing 3 wounds. It gets 4 attacks, so potentially doing 12 wounds each turn with that fist. It's got a multi-melter there, you can see it on the left. Pretty standard fair multi-melter of 24-inch range, heavy 1, strength 8, minus 4 AP, D6 damage. If it's in half range, you do roll 2 dice when inflicting damage with it and discard the lowest result. Cool, so highest of 2d6. The hateful assault rule that applies to this Helbrute, it's getting angrier with everything that I read. If it makes a charge move, is charged, or performs a heroic intervention, add 1 to the attack characteristics of models in the unit until the end of the turn. So basically, it's just getting an extra attack. It also has a hateful volley rule, which doesn't apply to melter weapons. So, yeah, just an overall angry little unit. And I say little because compared to the Mawloc, it's kind of diminutive. But we all know in the world of 40k that size doesn't always matter. It's about what you pack under the hood. And we've just heard that from the Helbrute that he packs quite a bit under the hood actually. So let's move on to see what the Mawloc's got. So Mawloc, pretty tough, toughness 6, slightly less tough than the Helbrute though. It's got 12 wounds, 7 attacks, that's a lot. Gets to make an attack with its jaws, or it has to, once, you know, if it's fighting, one of them has to be with the jaw, fair enough, got a big jaw. It's got a prehensile pincer tail, ignore that, so it gets an extra attack with that. It's got scything talons, they reroll 1s when attacking to hit. What else? It can burrow, so it can basically disappear from the battlefield and then come up and inflict mortal wounds under the Helbrute's feet potentially. I think it has to be like an inch away, but it can inflict mortal wounds with that. So yeah, that's pretty exciting. Move wise, it can move like 9 inches, which is really fast when it's on full wounds. As it gets damaged, it loses movement, it loses weapon skill, and it loses strength. So quite standard Tyranid sort of stuff there. So yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and see what happens in this 40k face-off between the Mawloc and the angry little Helbrute. Look at his little face in there, raging. Also, I should mention that this is an Ed battle. Maybe for the first time, is it? I'm not sure. But basically, Ed with 2 Ds painted this one. Ed with 1 D, my friend, painted this one. All really good models, like better than I could do probably. Shout out to my daughter who's actually tidied all my dice together, color coordinated. A nesting Mawloc in the ruins, disturbed by the vibrations in the ground that she felt. She knew that they weren't from her brood, and they were in fact from an angry little Helbrute. So here we go, 40k face-off. Gonna roll off now to see who gets first move. We've got black for chaos, purple for the nids, and it's black for chaos emphatically. Helbrute's got an 8-inch move, which is slightly more than I expected. So in the movement phase, I think we're just gonna trudge up our 8 inches, and we are gonna try and get within shooting range. So movement complete there for the Helbrute. Let's see if they're in range. It's 24 inches for a multi-melter. How we're looking. So what's that? Yeah, that's definitely covering half the distance. So it's not half range, so we're not going to get to do special things with it. It's just going to be one straight shot at the Mawloc. So as a heavy weapon, I don't think he has any special wounds that means he can shoot heavy weapons willy-nilly without penalty. He's going to have to hit that Tyranid on a 4. And he hits. So pretty effective shooting there. Pretty promising moves from the Helbrute there. So the multi-melter is strength 8. The Mawloc is toughness 6, so wounding on a 3. Wow, it wounds. Multi-melters are basically like tank busting weapons, aren't they? And that's basically like a living tank over there. So it's got a -4 AP. The save on a Mawloc is 3 up. So basically it doesn't get a save. Multi-melters do D6 damage. So basically we're taking D6 wounds off this Mawloc straight away. How many does it start with? It starts at 12. So how many wounds are we going to take off here? Just the 1. That's a shame. So a bit of a waste of shooting there, really, considering how well he's done. Only 1 wound off the Mawloc there. And with that, that's the end of the Helbrute's turn 1. So let's see what happens in the Mawloc's turn 1. So Mawloc turn 1, as I mentioned before, it has an ability called Burrow. And I'm not sure what the rules are regarding if there's no models on the field. You know, does that count as having won because it's tabled the Tyranids? But this is a 40k face-off, so we don't have to do all that if that's the case. So yeah, the Tyranid is going to burrow. Where's it gone? Turn 2 now for the Helbrute. He's a bit puzzled and a bit probably worried, so he's actually just going to move up to the middle here, and you know, I think he knows what's coming next, so let's get him ready. Can't shoot at anything because there's nothing to shoot at. Maybe shoot into the ground, young man. So yeah, let's go to Tyranid turn 2. Bursting from the depths, the Mawloc in his movement phase appears in front of the Helbrute. You kind of knew it would happen, I think. Has to be more than 1 inch away. That's more than 1 inch. And now we're going to do the test to see if any mortal wounds are inflicted on the Helbrute. So just to let you know what we're going to be rolling for here. On a 1, the Helbrute is unharmed. On a 2 to 3, it suffers 1 mortal wound. And on a 4 to 5, it suffers D3 mortal wounds. On a 6, it suffers 3 mortal wounds. So we're going to take our purple dice here and we're going to see what happens. Wow, so that's 3 mortal wounds off the Helbrute, and first wounds there for the Mawloc. So the Helbrute starts on 8, so it's down to 5 now. So it's not ideal. With that, it's basically you're not allowed to charge this turn. So that was basically the Mawloc's turn. Now we move on to the Helbrute's turn 2. Helbrute is more than 1 inch away, and so we're going to hit it again with that multi-melter that he's got there. So, because he's not moving this turn, he's just going to stay still. He's going to go ahead and hit on a 3. And he misses. Unlucky, should have moved. That's the end of shooting for the Helbrute, so now we're going to charge in. Let's see how many inches we could charge. A lot of inches. Cool. Let's charge the Mawloc. Get your mouth on that tail, lad. Go on, get in there. These two locked in combat now, and the special rule for the Helbrute will kick in, so he gets an extra attack because he charged this turn. So yeah, let's move to him hitting the Mawloc. So yeah, we're going to be hitting 5 attacks here. It's 4 plus 1. I've run out of black dice, so I'm just using these, and we are going to be hitting on 3s. These could do a lot of damage. And 3 of them. The fist doubles the Helbrute's strength to 12. Mawlocs have a toughness of 6, which is slightly than expected, so these wound on 2s. And all of them do. The -3 AP of the fist gives the Mawloc 6 up saves, so here we go. He needs 6s. None of them do. Just had to double check on the weapon profile there for the fist, that the Helbrute fist. Each does 3 damage. So there's 3, 6, 9 wounds, and that leaves not many left. 2 wounds for the Mawloc here. Good news for the Helbrute here is that actually will reduce the effectiveness of the Mawloc. So by getting it down so quickly, he probably has a better chance of surviving. So yeah, he hits on 6s now that he's only got 2 wounds left, but he does get a lot of attacks. And so we have to do one with the jaws, so we're going to be hitting on 6s. jaw misses. 6 more attacks with the monstrous scything talons. So these are hitting on 6s, but re-rolling 1s. 2 hit actually, and no 1. So weakened is he by having 2 wounds that he's actually only strength 4 at the minute. The Dreadnought is toughness 7, and so yeah, he's going to be wounding on 5s with these. Not going well, is it? Oh, 1 got through. No AP on these scything talons, so the Dreadnought basically gets its 3 up, which fails. So the Dreadnought is actually down to 4 wounds. Okay, interesting. We now get 1 attack with the tail, so we're going to be hitting on a 6. Missed. So that is the end of the Helbrute turn 2. So now we're going to have to go to the Tyranids turn 2. I'm actually going to do something a little bit... Actually, no. Do you know what I was going to do? I was going to advance away. I don't think you can advance if you get out of combat. You can just move. Anyway, yeah, we're going to basically have to fight back. I've been informed that in 9th edition, the player whose turn it isn't, that's the Helbrute, gets to hit first in combat, which seems odd to me, but okay. So we are going to go ahead and let the Helbrute hit the Mawloc. Let me know if I'm doing that incorrectly, because honestly I've been doing it the other way around since like what, 2nd edition, the mid-90s, when I was a wee whippersnapper, and now in my mid-30s everything's been turned on its head in combat. The world is upside down and I need reassurance. So yeah, 4 attacks for the Helbrute against the withering Mawloc, hitting on 3s. Yeah, hit. The Claw of Helbruteness doubles his strength. That's not a very tough Mawloc. Wounding on 2s. Wow, this is a dead Mawloc. These all wounded. Mawloc now gets 6 6s to save. He basically needs all of these to be 6s. And they aren't. 3, 6, 9 wounds. Mawloc's got 2 left. And he is dead. So... does he die and lash out? He's not going to take 4 wounds off it, that's for sure, but let's see. On a 6, it'll lash out and do D3 mortal wounds. Come on, leave it on 1 wound. So, what do we need? We need a 6 on this purple one. Let's go. Oh, just missed. And with that, the victor of this 40k face-off is Ed with 1 D's, Helbrute. So yeah, that was pretty good. The Helbrute is a lot tougher than I'd expected, actually. I thought the Mawloc was going to win, basically. It gets 7 attacks, but the Helbrute managed to take wounds off it early on. It might have been a mistake for the Mawloc to burrow and then come up. It feels... I mean, I took wounds off it, I suppose, but yeah, maybe I should have just charged him and got all my 7 attacks off. But even then, like, the Scything Talons, and they're not monstrous Scything Talons... they don't get any AP. They don't do anything to the strength. They just let you re-roll, and they only do 1 damage each, which seems a little bit cheap for something of that size, you know. Anyway, yeah, I hope you've enjoyed whoops, the daisy. That 40k face-off. If you have done, please hit like and subscribe and all that jazz. And yeah, stay tuned for more 40k face-offs on Peacetime Painting. Thank you very much for watching.